Seriously, yesterday I got to hear that Chester Bennington committed suicide. For those that doesn't know, he's the lead singer of Linkin Park, and that have taken me and still shocking me greatly just to hear it. And it's hard for me to imagine him being gone and all that, because Linkin Park have always been one of my favorite bands. And when I was young and had lots of problems with my own health, with my own depression and all that, I listened to lots of Linkin Park. They meant super much to me. They inspired me to create so much with writing, with other things, drawings, things like that. And hearing this, that he also suffered from this, and that he committed suicide, hurts insanely much. Actually, I mean, it was the same thing when I heard Robin Williams had committed suicide. He was also a very big inspiration for me, and I mean, the thing is that this sickness is awful. The worst thing is that I read, since yesterday, since I heard about it, I read so many comments talking about how selfish he is and how stupid, that nothing was lost because he committed suicide. Please don't be like that. The world lost an amazing, talented artist. Family lost their husband and their father, and the thing is with depression and all that is that it breaks you down, not over a day, but we're talking years. I mean, for those that haven't been through depression or something like that, maybe it's very hard to understand how it can break you so incredible much. I myself have been so near taking my life in the past. Now I'm actually on meds. I'm taking meds daily. I have meds in case I get in very deep anxiety attack and things like that. And I going to a therapist and things like that. And you know, it's still a lot of stigma around it. I mean, actually still when I was at work, there was a guy that I was mentioning a bit about depression, and instantly he waved it away and said, you need to just think positive, it's not, depression is not real and things like that. And I shut up. I didn't talk more about that. He's a super nice guy and all that, but obviously he doesn't understand depression and things like that, and there's many that still don't, and that is why so many hiding it. When I got this on paper, so to speak, 3 years ago, I actually went into hospital on Christmas Day. On freaking Christmas, I went into hospital because on an emergency, because I was thinking that I had a heart attack. It hurt so freaking much. Seriously, you can not understand the pain I felt if you don't have been through this yourself, because I was terrified that I was getting a heart attack. And I felt, I mean, I couldn't barely breathe or anything, and they were scanning and checking both my heart, my lungs. They found nothing, and the doctor said, it seems like you had an anxiety attack. And I was like, what? What? I mean, I heard of it before, but me having it? I couldn't imagine that. And after that, I've been through lots of things, going through with doctors and all that, and they wrote down that I suffer from severe depression, anxiety, social phobia, and things like that. And I've been having these problems for most my life, since I became adolescent and all that, because I had these struggles for so long. But with my father telling me like, yeah, you just need to think positive, there's nothing, there are those that have it worse, and I thought it was just me being weak, but in fact I have been sick all this time. And when people got to know about that, they were surprised, because as I generally am in my videos and all that, I'm trying to always be positive, joking, being silly. That's how I'm in real life as well, being goofy, being weird, making bad puns, making people laugh, because I never want to burden people. I never wanted them to be worried about me, and instead I tried to do so much for everyone else. And yeah, it's been really hard, and now when I have this, it really hurts many times, especially when I'm hearing about Chester and then people writing like he's selfish as fuck and all that, and I'm like, we can never fathom how he felt. And I'm gonna say right away, many say like he left 6 children. Yes, it's insanely sad that he did, but imagine how you feel when your depression taking you down so freaking much. We're talking not about being sad, it pretty much destroy who you are. I mean, it's breaking you down slowly, day by day. You're getting haunted by your inner demons. I mean, imagine waking up every day and just hate yourself, hate just being alive. You're so tired, you don't feel any energy to even focus on living anymore. I mean, I've been there. I've been so close to commit suicide in the past. It was a while now, many years ago. But when you are there, I have family. I have 4 amazing siblings. I have an amazing mother, and well, my father maybe not amazing, but he's still there, and have lots of great friends and all that. Yet I felt like I'm so tired. I don't want to live in this anymore. Now I'm feeling like I'm breaking down. I can't be here anymore. And it's not that I've been thinking that like, oh, now I'm gonna go and think like this and commit a suicide or things like that. That is something that have been growing and escalating with years. This is nothing that happens overnight. And imagine how Chester felt. I mean, he had a wonderful family, amazing friends, millions of fans, and he felt like he couldn't live on anymore. It's not, and I'm gonna say right away, depression is not you. For those of you that suffers from depression, it's not who we are. It's like saying, well, you got cancer, that's who you are now. You're cancer, literally. This sickness is not who we are. We are people that having this sickness that slowly consuming, and that is what I actually wanted to make this video originally for, is to speak with you all out there that having these problems. Don't be afraid to seek help. I know it's for in many places and for many people and families and all that, it's very hard to do that because you're feeling ashamed and all that, but don't feel like that. There is help to get there. And I mean, myself, I'm going, as I said, I'm eating tablets, I'm going to therapists. I'm not afraid to admit that. And it's not because I'm crazy, you know, like psychotic or anything. It's because I have this sickness that not many around here actually understand. They know that, okay, he's depressed and all that. Actually, right now, my chest hurts because I have a bit of an anxiety attack about this with Chester and talking about this and things like that. So it actually do hurts a little bit. So, but I think this is so important because depression and anxiety, things like that, is something that is more and more people get affected by it these days than what for 20 years. It's a growing disease, so to speak, and affecting more and more people. And I think it's so important to be able to speak about it, not be afraid. If you don't feel having suffered from depression, I can understand it's really hard to imagine that. It's like for me, I can't put myself how it feels to be having cancer or another horrible disease. I can only understand at levels that is possible for another person that don't have these problems. Still, I hope that you are able to support people around you that have these problems and don't just dismiss them like, yeah, they are silly and all that. Don't be like that. Don't say they are selfish, because I mean, when I'm out doing things, maybe visiting people and all that, I can be away like for 1 or 2 hours, then I feel like now I want to go home. And it's because not that I don't like my friends or anything like that. That is simply because I'm burning up all my energy being there, and then I always want to return home and take it easy. And luckily I have such great friends, so they understand that and they respect that I'm doing like this. It's not, and they know that I don't do that because I don't like them. It's because I'm burning all my energy so freaking fast, and that is why I'm having my medicines, why I'm having the therapist and things like that. is to be able to do that. And hearing when people like Chester and many others, and there is not only him but so many others that never go out and talking about this. And I don't mean that they need to be public about it, I just generally mean being able to ask. There are hotlines, there are doctors, there are hospitals, there are people like that you can ask. Never be afraid or ashamed of doing that, even if it's only you and no one else around you knows about it. Even if I think it's good if your family and close ones knows about it, because if they do, of course, believe it, because sadly not everyone do that, as I've been mentioned. But since I heard about this yesterday, I have been having this, I had trouble sleeping actually, because this have taken me really hard actually, because maybe, I mean, people say it's selfish to commit suicide, but as I said, how do you think your mind is when you're such state that you don't want to live anymore, even if when you have a beautiful family and millions of fans? I mean, there is depression really fucks up the mind. And I can say there is nothing that can destroy me more than my own mind. I have had broken fingers and limbs and all that. I had concussions 3 times in my life, and I had been food poisoned and things like that. There's nothing compared to what this depression can do to you. I'd rather take that food poisoning again, or not depression, of course, because that is the last thing I want to have. But as it comes to, I most likely will have it most of my life. And the thing is that I know about it, I have support and can work with it. And I really hope for those of you that have these problems, I really hope none of you do have, but sadly I do know that facts are against us and on that. So I really hope you are able to speak about it, not feeling ashamed, and able to seek help. I usually say that to people when I hear they are depressed, it's like, seek help. And I don't mean it like you're psych or anything. Literally, I mean it by honest, because that is the best thing we can do. Because fighting out with it alone, that was why I ended up with this massive anxiety attack that I literally thought was a heart attack. I was terrified, it hurt so freaking much. And it's been a long road, seriously, and still going. And I want to seriously thank every one of you out there on YouTube, many of you all watchers out there, because you are part of all these things that have helped me so much. Seriously, you're great, and I love you all for that. My family, my girlfriend, my siblings, my parents, my friends. Seriously, you've been all super amazing. So, but yes, maybe this doesn't make too much sense, but I just want to talk a little bit about it and showing a bit, yes. So yeah, I just wanted to say all this and get this off my chest and be able to speak with all of you. And I will try to be back with more content as normal, with let's plays, reaction videos and all that, and continue doing this. But I will always be here if you're feeling that, at least being able to talk about if you're feeling having this depression or all that. Well, at least I'm here, and I know there's many other studies here to support you as well. And as I said, never be ashamed or afraid to ask for help. Please don't. You're worried I've been struggling with these problems for so long. You deserve to get the help and support for it. But yes, so thank everyone, see you later on, and most of all though, please have a continued super great day.